Alright, we're doing a coilover install on an 89 to 95 Toyota pickup truck. So far I've prepped everything. I trimmed the frame horn there, as you can see, and then I drilled out the lower control arm for 3/8 holes. That'll take the T-bar for the coilovers. So there's a little, trick to this. Everything's prepped, the control arm's unbolted, obviously it's undone from the spindle. And then you kind of wiggle these out at an angle. Voila. Take your new bracket and you can wiggle it in from here. You can come in from the backside. I usually come in from the backside. Always set this bolt first, the one that comes up through what would be the old shock hole. The way I make these in the jig is that I tighten all these up and then tighten this one down, weld it, get some heat in it, and then bend the back plates so that it will clear a stock steering shaft. If you're running a rack and pinion kit, that's not an issue. But yeah, and that is the process. So that's how they go back together. This one always gets tightened first, and then your back ones will pull the plate in with the control arm. So once that's done, again, I prep the control arm as well. You can remove this, and that makes it a lot easier. So doing that will allow you to slip the cross shaft in from behind and get the bolt started. Get your bolt started. Here's your 17. Sponge. You can get your control arm situated. Monkeys. I'm just leave all those loose for now. You're going to tighten all this up after you grease the bushings and the ball joint. There's Zerk fittings on everything, so it's all serviceable. And then just line that up. Alright, so once you've torqued this bolt first to about 60-70 foot-pounds, you can come back in here and tighten these two up. So pull the bottom of the bracket in and the control arm. It'll set the shaft in place. From there you can put your pins back in, put the control arm back together, put the ball joint in. If you have coilovers that aren't very easily adjustable by hand like this, what you can do is unhook this guy and swing this out, and that'll help swing the coilover in. Or you can just compress it a little bit and stick it in here like this. And then run the collars back up. So it'll kind of hang out. Get your bolt all prepped up here. Bolt, washer, spacer first. Another spacer. Sneak the bolt through. Washer, washer, nut. doesn't have to be very tight. 13s go in on the bottom. Run this up, get it situated, get the collar stuck on the sway bar. And as you can see, that clearance right there is why we get 7-inch springs. If it recommends 8-inch springs or 9-inch springs, you get 7s, and that's why, because your sway bar is in the way. Let's see if I can get that on camera. That little bit of clearance right there, so that's why you get shorter springs. It doesn't come close to running up to the top of the collar or anything. You still have a ton of threads up there. All right. Pretty much it. You get your 13s in, tighten it up. Again, I like to put my adjuster knobs on the back side here. Just keeps it out of the way of the sway bar. And it's kind of easier to access when the truck's on the ground. You can sneak your hand in here and adjust everything. So that's pretty much it. Coilover setup. Easy peasy.